In a surprising shift, opposition leader Peter Dutton has retracted his commitment to lowering taxes for high earners. This reversal is attributed to concerns over the federal government's excessive spending. Welcome to Aussie Pulse, your go-to source for the latest political updates. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on key news that impacts you. Dutton's initial pledge was part of the coalition's plan to introduce significant tax reforms in the upcoming federal election, aiming to restore the tax cut package that was introduced during the Morrison administration. However, these plans were altered by the Albanese government in January, which reduced tax cuts for high-income earners to reallocate funds to benefit a broader base of taxpayers. In response, opposition finance spokesman Angus Taylor assured that the coalition would present a robust tax reform plan that aligns with the original Stage 3 tax cuts. While the coalition has long advocated for lower taxes for higher-income earners, Dutton's recent comments signal a more cautious approach. On Wednesday, he referenced U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's appeal to voters frustrated by inflation as a key rationale for his reconsideration of tax cuts. He explained that his main priority is to reduce inflation, lower interest rates, and support job creation in the economy. These goals, according to Dutton, would take precedence over introducing immediate tax cuts. Dutton's remarks suggest that any potential tax cuts would depend on the economic situation leading up to the election, expected by May 2024. He emphasized that tax cuts could only be considered if the economic landscape allows for them, particularly in relation to controlling inflation and lowering interest rates. The leader of the opposition acknowledged that any tax reduction measures would be evaluated based on the available funds and spending priorities at the time, with a focus on addressing the challenges posed by the economy's current state. Dutton also criticized the Albanese government's approach to spending, calling it excessive and inefficient. He highlighted the impact of bracket creep, where taxpayers are pushed into higher tax brackets due to inflationary wage growth, as a silent financial burden on Australians. He stated that if there were opportunities to assist Australians facing financial hardships, the coalition would pursue them, but once again stressed that this would depend on the state of the economy as the next election draws closer. These statements from Dutton came as new data revealed a slowdown in wage growth. According to recent figures, wages grew by only 3.5% in the year ending September, down from 4.1% in June, and quarterly wage growth remained stagnant at just 0.8%. This slowdown is largely attributed to the weakening economy and softening labor market. Economists have raised concerns that without corresponding productivity increases, sustained wage growth could exacerbate inflationary pressures, complicating the Reserve Bank of Australia's efforts to manage inflation. In the same interview, Dutton addressed the issue of abortion, an important topic that had overshadowed economic discussions during last month's Queensland state election. He expressed his firm support for a woman's right to choose, emphasizing that it was an individual's decision to make. This was seen as an attempt to refocus the political discourse on more substantive issues like the economy rather than divisive social topics. The coalition had initially campaigned on promises of significant tax cuts for high-income earners, which was seen as a central part of their aspirational agenda. However, Dutton's shift in rhetoric suggests that the opposition may need to reassess its strategy for connecting with voters on economic issues. This adjustment highlights the challenges that the coalition faces as it seeks to present a unified stance on tax reforms. In response to Dutton's recent statements, Treasurer Jim Chalmers took the opportunity to criticize the opposition's inconsistency. He pointed out the contradictions between Dutton's revised stance and earlier commitments made by Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor to reinstate the coalition's tax cuts. Chalmers remarked that the coalition appeared hopelessly divided on tax policy, further undermining their credibility on this issue. Meanwhile, as voters in the US continue to grapple with rising living costs, the upcoming Australian federal election has left citizens bracing for economic and security challenges. The uncertainty surrounding the global economy, coupled with concerns about inflation and job security, will likely play a significant role in shaping the election outcome. Dutton's personal approval ratings received a boost following his strong stance on abortion, particularly if the Albanese government chooses to make it a central campaign issue. He dismissed it as the cheapest, most crass political effort in our recent history. Drawing from his experience as a former detective in the sex offender squad, Dutton reaffirmed his belief that women should have the autonomy to make decisions about their reproductive health. In conclusion, the opposition's shifting stance on tax reform, combined with the broader economic challenges facing Australia, makes for an unpredictable political landscape leading into the 2024 federal election. The coalition will need to carefully navigate these issues to ensure they remain competitive against the Albanese government. Thank you for watching Aussie Pulse. We'll keep you updated with the latest news and insights. Be sure to subscribe for more updates, and we'll see you in our next video.